Hi, this is Ashley Campbell with Ashley's Pretties, and this training will be on the skill of self-confidence. This is based on a TED Talk I recently watched with Ivan Joseph, who is a college professor and a soccer coach. Without self-confidence, you're useless in whatever you do. You essentially have to have some type of confidence to really complete a task and do it to the best of your ability, right? So, how do you train yourself to be more self-confident in everything you do? And I say train because we all have to train ourselves to be self-confident. We're not um, self-confident by any means at birth, okay? Anything that our parents say to us or anything that anyone else, a teacher, a mentor, says to us, and if it's in a negative way, it shuts down our self-confidence, and we need to build that back up from our childhood or build that back up from our young adulthood. Because a lot of the times our confidence level is what holds us back from doing a lot of things that we need to accomplish in life. Um, the way to train your self-confidence is by repetition, repetition, repetition. It's building yourself over and over and over again, because you know what? You're going to have those days where you're kind of down and out. You're going to have to push through that. You're going to have to do something to make you push through that down day and tell yourself, you know what? I'm good at this, or I'm really amazing at doing that. What does it matter if I'm not good at doing this other task? They say that pressure builds diamonds, right? So maybe the more pressure you're under, maybe the more uncomfortable you feel, the more beautiful you will become one day, right? So pressure's okay. Think of a fish in a tiny fish bowl, and he can barely breathe. He's got barely any water in that fish bowl. Guess what? Big things are coming when you feel uncomfortable. Okay? Big things are coming for you. Do not accept failure. Okay? Just don't accept failure. It will come naturally with no fear if you are confident, but with repetition. So everything will come naturally with no fear. Like you'll be able to do, let's say, making a speech. If you read that speech over and over and over again and in front of different people and you're reading it over and over and over again, by the time it comes and you're going to read that speech in front of 1,000 viewers, guess what? You're going to be really confident at that speech. You're not going to have any fear because you've read it 1,000,000 times already. You know, tell yourself you're going to do this task 100 times, 350 times, 50 times, 10 times. You're going to do this task this many times until you're done. And then move on. And then do the task again that many times. Repetition. Okay? You have to persist, essentially, to build your confidence. So you have to be persistent in doing it over and over again. That's what another word for repetition, right? Being persistent. So everybody self-talks themselves, right? So everybody goes on and, tries on an outfit, a new dress for the summertime, or some new shoes, or whatever the case may be. And you look at them and you're like, they don't look right on my blah, or my blah doesn't look right, or I'm fat, or I'm whatever. Okay? Stop putting yourself down. So the negative self-talk has to end. And the only self-talk you have to give yourself is, damn, I'm a real good-looking lady or gentleman, but these shoes are not my fit. Okay? And then you go get your fit. I mean, how hard was that? You turned it around. My kids always sing, it's from Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood. If something seems bad, turn it around and find something good. It's cute, right? So, think of that song. um, I tend to self-talk when I'm tanning. I like to go tanning. I have mommy time. I call it my mommy power hour between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. every night. And I go do either tanning or I go leisurely shop or whatever the case may be. And I self-talk myself through those activities. And I tell myself, your wealth flows in abundance. Now, when it comes to wealth, wealth to me is giving back to other people. Okay, so I'm telling myself, my wealth flows in abundance, and I'm an amazing person, and I'm a great mom who works really hard at her business, and I am an amazing wife who does everything she can to make her husband happy, and I'm the greatest person on earth, in my eyes, my I'm doing amazing. My business is doing great, even though it might not be. It might be struggling at the time. But you know what? I'm doing great, and I'm trying hard, and I'm persisting, and I'm doing the things I need to do, and doing the tasks I need to do to complete, the things I need to do in my life, and the goals that I want to, put forth in my life. So it's a good time to find 10 minutes a day, just 10 minutes a day to just build yourself up. Give yourself a pep talk, a pep rally. Woo! Throw yourself a party. Put on some bumping music and tell yourself how cool you are. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. Move away from the people who bring you down. So, one way to do that is if you can't get it, like people say, oh, I can't get rid of him. He's always around. Then turn him into a positive thinker by being positive yourself. So, for example, somebody's like, oh, you're always doing that. Drives me nuts. Like, yes, but that's me, because I love it, and that's what I do. And one day, you'll love it too. How hard is that? And they look at you and they're like, whatever. And eventually, you're going to say it to them so many times, they're going to be like, I just love you for who you are. Even though I bring you down sometimes, you just are the most amazing person ever. They're going to say that to you one day, I promise you. It'll happen. Trust me. Here's a good tip to build your self-confidence. Write yourself a letter of all those little self-talks, all those little affirmations, and tell yourself how amazing you are of a person and those things that you do very well, and write all those things in a letter to yourself. And every time you get down, read that letter. Pull the letter out, read it, and bring yourself back up again. It's a great tip, something you keep in your underwear drawer, sock drawer, that you can snatch out whenever you feel blue. You can even take a picture of it and keep it in your phone, right? How easy is that? When it comes to giving other people self-confidence or building other people's self-confidence, some of us have children or we're leaders in our business or where we work, and we need to praise those people. So what we do is we praise the good people, the people who are doing well, and we tell them, you are doing amazing at that project. You're the best at filing those papers or whatever. And Johnny over in the next room, who's not doing so well, who doesn't file his paperwork very well, is going to hear you say something good to Sally about how well she does with her work. And Johnny's going to be like, you know what, I want him to say that to me too. So he's going to do better. Okay? Don't go to Johnny's office talking about, Johnny, you don't know how to do this, that, and the other thing. Okay? You need to get your act together and walk out. Now you just shot Johnny down another 2 steps. Just tell Sally she's doing good. And Johnny will do better because he heard you tell Sally she did well. That simple. Same thing with children. If you have multiple children or whatever, point out the good in the child. Point out the good the one child is doing. So the other child says, well, I want to be good too. So they go do that too. Okay? It's really easy to build other people's self-confidence just by praise. Just by telling them how awesome they are at doing something. Okay? Self-confident people always have a positive perception of themselves, even though others may not. So, Johnny, he may be self-confident, okay? Very self-confident. And let's just say we ask Johnny, well, what's something that you don't do very well? And Johnny will say, well, I know what I do very well. I don't know the answer to that question because I don't think that way, but you know what? I do these things very well. Okay? That's a great answer for an interview question when they ask you, you know, what are some things that you think you can improve on? And you look at them and you say, well, you know what? I'm amazing at this, 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 and this, and I believe that I can do anything I put my mind to. They might look at you crazy, but guess what? If they know what you're talking about, they will see your self-confidence and see that, yes, even though that person may not be able to complete a task for us, they will do everything in their power to complete that task. Okay? So, my last note on this training would be to be the round peg in the square hole. Okay? Be the round peg in the square hole. Be different than everybody else. Everybody is so cynical. Be positive, okay? Be positive and you'll give positivity to other people. And you'll show them that positivity brings success, okay? Start building your self-confidence today. Thanks for listening, guys. I hope you took notes. Ashley's Pretty's out.